Advice of the fatherly sort. On summer evenings in 1964, I used to sit on the basement stairs to read and cool down. This was in Grand Rapids, Michigan. August was particularly steamy, and about 7 o'clock on a Friday late in the month, I sat there and watched my older brother's girlfriend, Paris Keller. I was named after the capital of France, she said, who was wearing blue jeans, a t-shirt, and sandals, cross her arms, raise off her shirt, and toss it into the clothes dryer. Lavender in color, it had been soaked transparent by rain on her walk to our house. Paris owned a car but liked to take long walks, too. The t-shirt read, "Exist to kiss you," a declaration that was both existential and, for me, at age 15, almost cruelly erotic. She stood there naked from the waist up. The shirt tumbled alone behind the dryer's glass window. Paris looked over at me a few times. We talked a while. I was all but praying that the shirt needed a second cycle. Paris told me her father had been killed in the Korean War. It was the first conversation I ever wrote down. Typed it, Hunt and Peck, on an Olivetti manual typewriter. I made a copy on carbon paper, too. I'm looking at the pages now. Remember carbon paper? If you handled a sheet carelessly, you would leave fingerprints on everything you touched, as if you'd broken into your own life. I liked Paris a lot. More about her later. To this day, my father's secret life draws certain difficult associations with an apothecary. In the Midwest in the early 1960s, the word apothecary had not exclusively been replaced by the term drugstore, or even pharmacy. In Dykstra's apothecary on Division Street, the proprietor, Peter Dykstra, not only was the pharmacist, but occasionally doubled as the soda jerk. In the summer months, he'd hire a teenager to work the counter, which had 3 spin-around red leather seats, each elevated on a silver column, with a silver plate at the base, riveted to the floor. Dykstra's apothecary was stenciled in an arc of bold lettering across the wide front window. One day the radio said the summer was proving downright tropical. The fighting in Indochina had completed its transition to the Vietnam War. You could order a root beer float, a coffee, a milkshake, a Coca-Cola. That was it. No, you could also get a grilled cheese sandwich. The apothecary carried an Afrikaans language weekly. Mr. Dykstra had been born and raised in Johannesburg. For concocting root beer floats, there was a helmet-headed spigot out of which a pressurized elixir hissed and gurgled into glasses the size of a small flower vase. That summer's employee was Marceline Vanderhook, who wore a triangular paper hat bobby-pinned atop her pale blonde hair. Her boyfriend, Robert Boxer, a part Negro boy from Ottawa Hills High School, as Marceline said, had his driver's license and provided home deliveries using Mr. Dykstra's Studebaker. Robert was an all-state guard in basketball. Years later, he became a Rhodes Scholar in art history at Oxford. Later yet, he became a successful painter in Paris and then San Francisco, specializing in portraits. I own a small oil painting of his. It shows 2 elderly black women sitting in wheelchairs, chatting as if on someone's porch, except the chairs are set out on a dock at Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco. Trawlers are moored in the background. Robert Boxer frequented the bookmobile where I was employed. The driver, a trained librarian named Penny Oler, would say, "Hello, Robert. I've got a knee-high orange in my ice chest here for you. You want to look at the art books, of course." Robert would sit in the bookmobile for the duration of the Dykstra's apothecary stop, studying with great concentration books about Picasso, Matisse, George O'Keeffe, and a few other world-famous artists. The art section never had more than 20 books in all. One thing Penny Oler told me was that Peter Dykstra had been ostracized and, all but run out of the Dutch Reformed Church,